Welcome in to the season debut edition of the Pro Hockey News Podcast. Adam Minnick, Dr. Lula Fredo, our publisher extraordinaire, the host, the engineer, the executive, highly executive producer, Richard Cote, joining today in a mixed line edition, if you will, to start our new season. I know some of you have been wondering where we have been. Because Lou is a big Ranger fan, he was not letting us start the new season until they won at home. So now that the Rangers have won a home
One at
game, we
home.
can record a podcast. That was the rule. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that was the email back and forth. So I've
yeah.
been waiting for it.
The government shutdown did not affect us, but the Rangers' lack of doing anything at MSG was very podcast issues. So Lou, thank you to your team for winning, so we could talk.
Finally, yeah, five shutouts. So 0-6-1, and they were shut out five times. I don't know how you got to really try to do that.
Well, especially when you win 8 of 10 on the road. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, it's not like they're having a bad year. They're just having a
no,
bad New York.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's they can't win at home, and the guys just down the 95 from them in Jersey can't lose at home.
right.
Yeah, it's the opposite ends of a little 95 jaunt there. Um, it's absolutely crazy what's going on. So, we're 17-ish games in here, coming in a few weeks later than usual. I'm sure we'll do some crazy predictions and all that. But there's so much going on. As we get near the quarter mark. Can't believe we're at the quarter mark already, gentlemen. Uh, what's biggest surprise so far, Richard? What's been on your mind?
My mind, I think my biggest surprise right now, and it really shouldn't be, Ottawa sitting in second place in the Atlantic. I knew they had improved. They were much better last year than they have been in years past. This year, I don't know. Like, I mean, the whole Atlantic is pretty ho hum. They're not a whole lot of strong teams, at least in the first part of the season. But Ottawa being there is a little surprising to me.
That's definitely Lou. What's been standing out for you?
Um, Outside of the Rangers, um, sort of up. The league just feels upside down. Certainly trying to compress the schedule to accommodate the Olympics coming up after the first of the year. Um, it just seems you get something like Boston Bruins rip off seven straight, and it's also kind of a ho-hum hawk, echoing Richard's comment. Um, and then the Canadians having they were shut out last night, 7-0, and that just seemed odd at home. So I don't see a whole lot of consistency right now. Um, I think that's the thing that surprised me. Nobody's particularly running away. I, I discount anything that's on the other side of the river from the Rangers.
I my biggest shock is the West. I think the West is topsy-turvy. If you
Yeah.
would have told me that almost a quarter way into the season that Anaheim would win the division and that Utah and Chicago would be in a playoff and Edmonton and Vegas would be out, I would take those odds. I would parlay them, and would have ended up losing a lot of money. It turned out, but I, the West to me is just you got Colorado and Dallas doing what everybody thought Colorado and Dallas would do, and then a bunch of other teams of what's going on here. Just absolutely wild. The one thing that is not surprising, Richard, my dumpster fire team of the year has already come through. It is not Buffalo. It Calgary is absolutely a disaster, and I thought it was going to be bad, but it's worse than bad.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to be this bad either. I thought they would be somewhere around, I don't know, second to last in the Pacific. Maybe Vancouver might have slipped below them, but
12 points in 19 games, not quite getting it done. A minus 18 goal differential through almost 20 games. Um, yeah,
Yeah, when you only score 40 goals, it's bad.
but they've only given up 58.
Yeah,
It,
but you've only scored 40.
you need to score more, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're not giving up a whole lot.
No, they're getting goaltending, but
Yeah,
nobody's scoring.
nobody's scoring for them. That's the
Yeah.
other half that they need.
And they beat the Rangers, by the way, in the one regulation loss, and that was 5-1. So take that game away, and it's even worse.
Yeah. But I mean, they are getting ready to go into a new rink, and they are turning into what the Nashville Predators to me have been. Is they haven't committed to the youth movement. They haven't blown it up and restarted. When you go into a new building, you want that momentum there. The Yzer plan, not really wasn't the Yzer plan then, but Detroit had done that, and Edmonton had done that, and you see teams doing that, and Jersey did it years ago. But I mean, Calgary, holy cow, like it's and the problem is they don't have a lot of tradable assets. They don't have the room to do what they want. They don't seem to have a plan. And if you're a fan there, all while Edmonton is, I mean, Edmonton just doesn't care yet. We know that. Um, I guess the only good news is Vancouver's bad too. So in Western Canada, it's a little less cumbersome on Calgary, but I mean the locals can't be happy about the lack of direction for Calgary.
Hmm.
No,
No.
it seems like like you said, a franchise just kind of lost their direction.
Yeah. On the top side, I mean, no surprise to me. It's no surprise that Jersey and Colorado are leading the conferences. I was high on Jersey last year. They made some ads in the offseason. It it's just not a shock to me. They're built to be a good team for a long time, and Colorado, just winning over everybody and having a crazy offensive game, but defense optional in Avalanche world last night. Watched that game on the television, but um, yeah, and I mean the top doesn't surprise me. It just really doesn't in either conference.
I think the order of the Central surprises me. I didn't pick Colorado to be on top this early on. I figured it was going to be Winnipeg again because they have been the last couple of seasons just dominant early in the season. But the three that are on top in the Central, yeah, that's kind of where I thought they'd be. The Pacific, the Ducks, I had them nowhere near the top three.
Talk about a coaching bump there.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's it's also Rangers 2, 2.0. Kreider's out there, Trouba's out there.
Yeah, young kids are
Um,
coming through. They're buying
yeah,
into Joe Quenneville's system in his
yeah,
triumphant return to the NHL.
yeah.
Agree with it or not, it's he's getting results early on with it. Yeah, it's there. But yeah, I like I said, I don't think we have a ton of surprises yet to talk about. But it's I think what we're learning is right now. I don't think there's there are a couple of clear favorites, but there's nobody running away with this league. I mean, Colorado, if they just keep scoring at will, but I mean, we know that tightens up in the playoffs. But yeah, no, I think we're out there. I think the most talked about thing that we're probably around the world talking about is in the hub of the NHL where their offices are and where we go to replay. Austin Matthews now getting injured. Toronto, the hits just keep on coming, Richard.
Yeah. A team that's just coming out of the gate struggling this season. Second to last in the Eastern Conference right now, 18 points, 18 games. Um, you, you know, I I don't worry much about Toronto, but I am worried about the Maple Leafs this season. They're digging themselves into a hole early, and as much as I said, the Atlantic is ho hum this season. Um, it's still going to be difficult for them to get out because once they start firing on all cylinders, Tampa Bay's not going to be down for long. They're going to be making a surge. Florida is going to be coming back. They're only a couple of points out of those top three spots. And then, Boston, Ottawa, and Montreal playing pretty good hockey right now.
Yeah, the pressure cooker's got to be on in Toronto. I
Yeah.
mean, the seats are going to get hot real quick for that front office, that coaching staff. I mean, I and you look at the roster, they shouldn't be this bad. They shouldn't be a 500 team or a below 500 team.
Hmm.
It's now you're going to lose Austin Matthews, so that's not going to help, and well, he's out at least a week. I mean,
Yeah.
things linger. Problem is you can't exactly wait on him to come back, so that you wonder, are they going to rush him back? Is he going to want to rush himself back to get back on there? But yeah, Brad Tree Living, the old CHL gentleman who I know well, and Berube, those seats have got to be getting hot, Lou,
Oh
just
yeah,
north of the border.
absolutely. I mean, it's um, looking at the wild card race. I mean, it's I hate even saying that it's not a race. Um, but what 4 points separate the first wild card from the bottom of the nearly the bottom of the barrel with the Caps and well 3 points and the Maple Leafs. It's not a complete wash yet, but you would have expected the Leafs to have a few more wins than this 8-8-2, 8-8-1 record that they've got so far. I mean, that's just and it's just it's an unremarkable season. I think that's the best way to put it.
Well, and the biggest thing is they just can't keep the puck out of the net. I mean, if you shoot, it seems to go in the net. Um, it's giving up 69 goals in 18 games. I mean, nobody's given up more goals in the league, like the entire league, than Toronto has. Their goaltending play is it's it's a problem. I mean, it's absolutely an issue. I think they thought they solved it um in net, but Stolar's with an 8.84, and Hildeby, who nobody had heard of, before like a month ago, with a 9.04. But I mean, Stolar's is not doing what they had hoped, and it just makes you wonder. With Wall doing what he's done, um, and not being around, it's God, like I
So
can
why
only imagine the hot seat sitting there in Toronto.
so why didn't they make a play for Spencer Martin, who was available this week
I don't know.
out of Carolina? The Rangers picked him up,
Yeah.
which puzzles me.
Was it cap issues? Like, because they don't have
That's
a whole lot,
No, they don't.
Well, they
but
don't
they
have a whole lot, but I mean,
and you don't have a lot of pieces that can move.
you could just put him down in the AHL like the Rangers did, and see what the future is there. I mean, it could be a cheap rental.
Well, the only thing I could think of is that we're recording this on Friday the 14th, and Wall is expected to come off of IR today.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if Joseph Wall coming off IR is their transaction. Like that's their pickup. And I mean, hey, he played strong. Stolarz apparently is going to go on the IR as Wall goes off of it. So, is Stolarz actually injured, or is
Protecting
he
the money,
just yeah,
just protecting the.
yeah. I mean, they say he's day to day. So the question is, will he be on the active roster? There's a lot of questions there, but I mean, basically, what you're going down to now is Joseph Wall comes off, and he literally has to come in and perform at a high level right away. He's got to get to that, you know, And he's done it the last 3 years. I mean, he's looked really good. Sans last year's playoffs, he had a good regular season,
Yep.
and then the season before that in playoffs, he was stellar. But I mean, we're looking at now. I think as you go into the American Thanksgiving, and that's when you start looking at the standings. They say the percentages are high when you're within 4 points of the playoff. They've got to have a good week and a half, and Wall is going to be, I think, the Wall has to be, Richard, the answer to all the questions at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they really have no other options right now other than like Lou said, trying to make a move, and there's not really anybody on the market right now,
No.
early in the season. And they're yeah. So
But they also look slow in the defensive zone.
Yes. Yep.
It's just really not lackadaisical, just aimless on the defensive side.
Yeah, no, it's a good way. That is definitely a good way to say it.
They've
So,
got 60, they've 65 goals for.
yeah.
Um, so
Yep.
there's no commitment. There's no commitment to the back line. They're coming back.
yeah.
That is true. Foco's a good friend of ours here on the podcast. They've been with us for a couple of years now, and they make some great high quality bobbleheads. We are doing a bobblehead giveaway, folks. Go onto our YouTube page and trivia question. If you can answer this trivia question, we are going to have a winner picked from those who answer it right. We're going to give a Foco bobblehead away. And it is, what season of this is it for the Pro Hockey News podcast? So what season are we in this crazy extravaganza that Richard Cote somehow is forced? I mean, gleefully. This is
Happily putting
We're doing
together.
this happily. When I looked at the number, I was like, oh, I've been doing that this long. Okay.
Time just flies, doesn't it?
I'm getting to the really scary point of podcast seasons are quickly approaching. Actually, no, they're now equally approaching the years I spent play-by-play for minor league hockey. This is an equality year. We are now at the break-even point for my career. So I don't know what that says, but we'll leave there. But thanks to Foco for doing that.
Not going to say a thing.
Couple months down the road, guys, we have the Olympics, and news is getting scary out of Italy. There is a very, very good chance now that the main ice rink will not see use until the first women's game of the Olympics. They are still building the arena. They have not put the ice in yet. The World Championships, which are usually at the Olympic place or be tested out, they are going to be at the secondary rink that they're going to use in Milano there. So NHL players going to an untested rink, this could be interesting.
Huh. All right. Yeah. And this is the first time we're having NHL players since 2014. So,
Yep.
Oh, nice welcome back for them, huh?
Mm-hmm. 12 years and 3 Olympics ago, and it's like, hey, welcome. Yeah, Lou, not to get too political, but
No.
man, I mean the International Olympic Committee and IIHF and not having things together. This is just abnormal, isn't it?
Just, I'm embarrassed to say that the land of my ancestry is just buggering this up.
Yeah.
It's not like it just dropped on them that they were going to have to do this.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
yeah, the fact they were supposed to be ready last year and it wasn't, and now it's not going to be ready this year for the pre-Olympic tournament that they were supposed to host. And literally it literally may be right up against the start of the women's schedule, which is before the men's. At some point, the Olympics need to stop demanding all this new
Yeah.
and realize that sometimes you just have to use what people have that is tested. And it's the pageantry of the Olympics have nothing to do with brand new arenas.
No.
Nope, nobody cares.
I mean, outside of the opening ceremonies, what else are you going to care about with like a new stadium?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest stadium that's probably been talked about in the last 2 decades is the Cube, where they did all the swimming in China,
Yeah.
but which is now a parking lot with weeds
Hmm.
growing around it and an unused building. But I mean, like, besides the Cube, what's the last structure you remember that's amazing that gets talked about in the Olympics?
I can't name
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's what scares me is, are the NHL players going to complain about safety if the ice is not to pro standards? And then what happens to the tournament last minute?
They will complain.
Yeah,
They will. If the ice is soft, um, holes in the ice, whatever, right?
yeah,
In if they don't complain is when I would have issues.
yeah,
Because I mean, you're putting the talent or assets out there on the ice with a higher than normal chance of being injured, twisting a knee, an ankle, or something, right? Falling into the boards. Someone better be complaining. And but then it goes to your question. Okay, then what? Hell, I don't know.
yeah. That's that's what we're gonna see. And then on our favorite part of this is we do have some jersey releases. We do have some jersey releases coming out of the Olympics.
Hmm.
Canada, Finland, Slovakia, Switzerland have the 4 teams that have released theirs. Slovakia, if you've seen a Slovakia jersey before, guess what? You're seeing it
You've
again.
seen it
You've
again.
seen it. Yeah.
Switzerland, once again, same
Hey,
thing.
they're timeless.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Finland is timeless. Finland not doing anything, superb. Just go with what you've always gone with. Um, I guess Canada, they've gone back and forth, and once again, we are getting the black leaf on a red
Yeah.
jersey look for Canada. I think that's always like the big question is on their red jersey, what color leaf are we getting? And they're going the heritage one. They're going the old school black leaf on the red sweater.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the black leaf. I no, it just doesn't do it for me.
You want the white leaf on the black on
I
the
want I want the white leaf
red?
on a yeah on a red jersey.
Or do you want a red leaf on a black jersey for Canada?
I'm slightly more okay with that, but I mean, black's not really in their color palette.
Well,
So what are the
but
numbers?
historically it has been. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They I feel like they try and push this, and it just I don't
Okay.
know. To me, my opinion, it doesn't work. But I'm sure there are plenty of Canadian listeners out there who will have strong words with me about that.
See, my biggest problem, guys, Lou, is the black leaf on the black jersey.
Oh,
Like their third jersey that they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't love that one.
I no. I, you're making new jerseys in order to sell them. Well, if you're going to do that, um, do something decent, right?
Yep.
Do something different. Otherwise, what am I paying another $300 for?
Well, they did do something different though. I can't remember the last time they didn't have Canada on their jersey.
that's true.
In all the different iterations with the Leafs and how they've interchanged even with different logos and what, Canada's always or usually been below the Leaf in some regard. But there is nothing like you're just looking at the maple leaf and knowing that it's Canada.
I mean, there's a patch on the shoulder, or not on the shoulder, but on the elbow.
Yeah.
It says Canada, but nobody's gonna see that.
Yep. So we've got 4 of the jerseys out, still waiting for more teams to release theirs. Really, I mean, when we're looking at who's left to not release, it's only like 2 teams that we're really gonna question what they look like. Um, Sweden, we assume is going to do what they always do. Let's hope they
Yeah.
do what they always do. But which era of Team USA is going to come back? I'm hoping I don't have PTSD.
Which
Since it's been a while since they've been in the Olympics.
Yep.
If they do the Nagano 98 jerseys, I love the simplicity of it, but just how bad that tournament went for Kachuk, Chelios, Hall, Belfort. It was so bad. I hope they don't go to that jersey. I don't need freshman 2 a.m. dorm room watching party come by. It was bad. It was bad. Bad. But
but the U.S. jerseys are hardly worth mentioning for the most part. In the end, they're just dull. At least that's for me. So when you're writing your complaints, write them to. I don't think I've ever liked the U.S. Sweater for the Olympics.
I just hope they don't go back to 2018. That was just like with the multicolor sleeves and
Ugh.
see, and
yeah.
I hope they don't do the soccer jersey. The
Soccer
USA
jersey.
across like the white, where they had the white jersey with the USA across the chest in blue. It looks like
Yeah.
the sock straight across it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
I've always liked the Lake Placid look.
Everybody does.
The Lake
It's
Placid look is solid for
it's
me.
great.
I'm a big fan of that. I didn't mind the last World Championship ones, which was kind of a mashup of Lake Placid where they had that on the upper chest and USA diagonal across the chest. I mean, that was simple and solid. I'm okay with that one. I can go with that, but we'll see. It's interesting that they're waiting so long to unveil them. I'm waiting to see like why are you holding it back? What date are we waiting for with the men and the women to release their jerseys?
I mean, they're less than 100 days out. They got plenty of time.
I I assume I figured it would have to be before Black Friday. They'd want to get them released to the public.
Yeah.
You think
You
they'll
want
do it
some
this
holiday
weekend?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering is you try to look like the NHL calendar of what's coming up, you know, over the next week, and the global series is going on. You're not going to release an NHL jersey in the global series, so maybe when they get past that, is Team USA
Hmm.
going to release which TNT or ESPN broadcast is going to get the USA, right? I mean, they're going to do it on national broadcast, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
that's the assumption.
You
You got
have
to do
to.
it on one of the national nights.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Where else would you do it? Social media? Nobody's on that.
Yeah, which by the way, speaking of national media, how are you guys feeling? So the NBA left, TNT TBS, which freed up nights, and TNT, like it used to be like Wednesday nights, you knew you were going to get a game on TNT. Now it's random with their schedule opening up and TNT not being bound by the NBA. We're not getting a consistent night of TNT hockey.
As somebody who doesn't get TNT, I really don't care.
Okay. That's what I thought the youth of today would say.
Yeah. If I watch a game, I've got music on in the background. Turn down the turn down the volume, the play-by-play.
That's a hell of a topic I picked. I'm really glad we got legs out of that one. That was
It just died.
I can just picture, Lou, turning up the Victrola,
Oh wow! Wait, dude, the Victrola.
Ooh,
Oh man,
man, that topic was as successful as the
I'll
Sabre. Yeah,
I'll take a little
Sabres
fart.
goalies and Minute topics. They are right on par right now.
Jeez.
Richard saved me. Just
All right.
just save me.
Hey, we mentioned this earlier on in the episode. Now I want to kind of come back to this, and it was
Okay.
the Dallas game against Montreal. And I know, I mean, 7-0. That's a huge blowout. But did anybody go back and check and see the stats, the offensive stats for Dallas? 7 goals on 19 shots.
It's called
Less.
efficiency.
That's called efficiency. That's I calculated that. That's a little over 1/3 of their shots went in.
Quick math. Look at you.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. I think
Look
it
at
was
the
like
brain on look at the brain
36%.
on Richard.
I had to sit down and do the math.
Is that Albuquerque Public Schools at work right there? Was that APS
I didn't
math?
go to Albuquerque
Oh,
Public Schools. No.
Well, that's not much different from Rangers Tampa Bay the other night. 7-3, and they had, I think, 18 shots on
oh,
goal.
it's Lyon last night for Buffalo's save percentage was not exactly stellar. I believe he made one save in three shots before Lankinen relieved him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, two out of the first three went in. It's like, yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
It was not a great night for a lot of goalies.
No. Um, but yeah, I had to go on and just also check efficiencies, and I don't think I've seen an efficiency like this in a long time.
Yeah, seven on 19 is healthy. That's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Um, yeah, but I mean, so a 667 for Montebo, who played
Mhm.
20 minutes, and Dobes played 40 minutes and a 615 save percentage.
Well, yeah, I think what was it I think the only one of those goals came in the first period of that game. The other six happened
Yeah, four of
second
them
period
happened in
on.
the second. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's that's when that's what Montebo came in for the third to rescue them,
Yep.
and he only gave up two.
Yeah.
I mean, two's not a bad. Of course, he only made four saves. Yeah, he led the team with a 667 save percentage. Led the team. Yeah, I can't remember the last time. A 615 in 40 minutes it's been a long time. It's definitely been a long time since we've seen that. But yeah, the score, the Thursday night score, a lot of games last night, and the scores were healthy on the offense. I mean, Ottawa putting five on the Bruins, Blue Jackets put five up, Panthers and Red Wings both put a six up. Avalanche, like I said, they kick Lion out in a real hurry. And then you had the Flame Sharks, Flames beating the Sharks 2-0 because who had that on their bingo card? It's there. So, one topic that has been talked about, it's starting to gain a lot of steam, and I think it's fun for this generation. Kind of like, I'm going to start old and then new. What's really interesting on the old side is Alex Ovechkin is publicly taking jersey swap pictures that we've never seen him do before.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good sign that this is Swan Song year.
Yeah.
It just seems like it because it's nothing he's ever done. So my hope is I really, really hope we get a Pittsburgh Washington playoff series this year. I want one more Crosby Ovechkin. And I think it'd be really cool if in the same year somehow we can get a Sharks Blackhawks playoff series like next year. Like end it with Crosby Ovechkin this year, get it. Because I think Celebrini and Bedard can quickly become marketed as this next, like 1 year apart, number one draft picks. Both are offensive, such gifted offense. Like I think this next year, Bedard is definitely doing his part after people complaining he wasn't worth it. Well, I mean, his numbers were his numbers. It wasn't terrible at all his first 2 years, but he's coming into his own the third year. Celebrini having a great run of it. Both of them tied for third. They were leading the league until some guy named McKinnon decided that, I'm gonna, start dishing the puck out and then also scoring at the same time. Since his line mate can't score, he's got to score. But I think we're really in a nice, like a really good passing of the torch of the Ovechkin Crosby era into the Celebrini Bedard era.
Yeah, and what you need is uh, those personalities of Crosby and Ovechkin replaced.
Yeah.
It's more than just the talent on the ice. It's about the personalities. And I think Celebrini for sure has that personality from everything that you see and read about him. Um, I, my um, my take on Bedard, I think, is still open for improvement in
You
terms of him being able to step up.
you don't think he's stepped up so far?
Not that it's the personality thing.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the personality. Not Adam is right. He has stepped up his game on the ice this season, has done remarkably better than the first 2 years, and I just based that on particularly at the Winter Classic, being in the locker room and seeing his attitude, which I just thought was um, wanting. And yet, our team in San Jose, Shelley and Jack, who shoot and report on the Sharks, have said that Celebrini is just it's amazing. He gives them anybody time after the game in the locker room. So, that's what I'm talking about. It's you. It has to be something behind him, but it's that personality which both Crosby and Ovechkin have. And that's what's needed. That's what the NHL needs, is that outgoing
Yep.
personality.
Do you think
That's
that
what
some of that for Bedard was that he was just tossed into this large market and poor performing team and just expected to rescue them immediately?
I don't think he was expected to rescue him. I think you're asking a lot from an 18, 19-year-old on a bad team to be a face of the league. I
Yeah.
think when they get better, it's gonna here's the thing. He also has a guy in that locker room in Nick Foligno who has no problems taking it all from the media, being a captain on and off the ice. And I think he's done a good job shielding Bedard from needing to be always the one talking. Um, but I think he's starting to come out of his shell. I think Bedard is, he's a weird cross between, if you want to go Hawks guys, between like Kane and Taves, where he's that hockey nerd and knows everything, stats, all that good stuff, history, like Kane does, but he's got that serious edge to him where he doesn't want to always be outward like Taves was. Not quite Captain Serious, but closer to that personality wise, but totally the hockey nerd that Kane was. And it
Mm.
can't be easy going into a Chicago market,
Yeah.
any big market. And the good news is the NHL has the personalities. I mean, Kachuk down in Florida is exactly what the league needs. And getting him back out there. It's I think the league's in a good spot though with their youth.
Just nurture it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Keep the talent on the ice, at the team level. But um, if you're going to put these guys out there as your face going forward to replace two guys who are, you know, a bit of a cliche, but are irreplaceable, you've got to do it
Yeah,
right from the
agreed.
beginning.
you know, I mean, some of the biggest surprises I think offensively are one of our middle statesmen in Connor McDavid, only 7 goals. He's still dishing out the assist at 20, but he's come on the last couple of weeks, but up until 2 weeks ago, he was cold, not being able to get in. And I hate to say this, Richard, I know this is going to bite you a little bit. Are we starting to see the beginning of the end of a dominant Gabriel Landeskog?
That that one's tough. Probably is my answer to that. Yeah, he's definitely been a presence on the ice for the Avs this season. Not in the stats column where we'd like to see him. I mean, he's had 3 goals called back this season, two of them for offsides, one of them for goaltender interference. Correct calls. I'm not going to harp on the refs for that. They were the correct calls. Um, I just think his timing with his shots is not quite where it was. But I see that coming back. I mean, he has 2 goals on the season. Granted, one of them was an empty net that Natchez fed him instead of going for the hat trick. No, tip my cap to him. Very classy move there. Um, but I don't know. The offensive dominance is the torch has been passed on that team, quite frankly. So
Yeah, I'm father time at 30. I mean, he's an old 32 with
he
the
is.
injuries and what his body has gone through, and I'm starting to wonder, if it's not that just that he's not scoring, like you said, watching him play, he's not as shifty as he once was. He's not throwing his body around
Mm-mm.
like he used to. He seems more cautious out there on the ice. Um,
Maybe there are issues with the knee.
yeah.
There might be, but I think that's also overshadowed with some of the younger talent that's on the ice. With your McCarrs, your McKinnons. Um, I mean, some of these younger kids that they have that have come up this year, they're skating their butts off out there and make just about anybody else in the league look terribly slow. I'm impressed with what this roster is doing with moving the puck. They look quick. Gabe looks a step behind them, just like every other team that they've faced.
And what's frightening to me, he's still got 3 years after this left on that contract
Hmm.
at that $7 million with a full no movement clause. So you've got an aging forward who is turning, unless something happens, middle six forward is quickly turning into his thing. And a middle six forward at 7 million with a no movement clause, it's not exactly an asset and a captaincy. I mean, you just wonder if are we going to see him play this full contract out? He's not going to want to retire at 32, but man, a middle six, $7 million forward is tough.
That is tough. That's hard for the front office to navigate as we get close to the trade deadline this year and what moves they're going to want to make. That is a large chunk of your cap that's eaten up. I don't know. He's the franchise has been very friendly to him. I don't know if he's going to talk about restructuring that contract as we move forward. I could see him entertaining the thought. I don't know how much he would do that.
Yeah, I mean, he played on the third line last night.
He did.
He's been on the third line last couple games.
Hmm.
With Drury and Lofson. That's just I don't know. It's a really really interesting third line winger for you.
So who would take a chance on him?
Somebody that's willing to eat three. I mean, first of all, Colorado's got to eat the 3.5 million a year. They're going to have to eat
Mhm.
50% of that.
Right.
So basically, who wants a third line winger at 3.25 or 3.5 a year for 3 years? I mean, that's rough.
I don't know. Maybe you got a super young team that needs some leadership. He's a good leader. He's a good captain.
Yeah, but a young team, he's not going to agree to go to a rebuild.
No, I mean, I don't
He's going to
know.
want to go to a contender. You're going to be trade. Basically, the trade would be from a contender to a contender, which is even harder
Hmm.
to work out. Now, the one thing that if he agree, like if they get to that point, I know this is way too early for that, but I mean, the one thing the Avalanche do need is draft picks
Yep.
because they've mortgaged their future before,
Yep.
and I don't think that they are. I don't think I think they're picking maybe in the sixth round this year. Maybe the fourth. But no, I mean, like in all seriousness, like you got to they've traded away their first three draft picks this year. So
Yep.
you know that is the one thing with the contender of getting a draft of a number one back or even a two back does help Colorado set up. But I don't think he's movable this year. I think they're you either you don't want to wish an injury on the guy, but that gives you 7 million if he gets injured,
Yeah.
or he's got to figure out a way to just snap out of this. But once again, he looks slow. That's the scary part.
And if it's tentative, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard, what was it, 2 years, or when we were talking about him coming back? I mean, what I said was, why bother? You've won, you've made your money.
Hmm.
Leave healthy, or as healthy as you can be, without risking that knee. And look, I get it. He put all of that work in to come back. I mean, how could you not shower him with kudos, right? To rebuild that knee, and I I don't know. I would not take a chance on him.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
There's nothing that Colorado can say, or he can say, or any of their um, medical staff could say. Pick up that as yours talking about, Adam, a third line winger for 3.5, and then have him go lame on you.
I'm with you. So, yeah, that's our final topic for the day, gentlemen.
Yes.
Are we doing the picks this year, Richard? Do you have picks for us?
I do have
You do.
picks. I do. I even made a
Yes.
brand new
Is
picks
is that
tab.
why you put a new picks tab? Is that what we're calling
Yeah,
it
the
on?
other ones were getting
Oh,
quite messy. I was trying to do all the math of
okay.
points percentages from the last couple of seasons. Which by the way, if anybody is curious, anybody playing at home, for the first line, um, Lonnie, Nicholas came out victorious, but I'm going to put a giant asterisk on his, point percentage wise. He was 61% on the first line. He wasn't as good on the second line. I'll add those up later. But 61% on the first line with like 31 picks through the season. Lonnie was 52% on the season.
It's about time
Uh,
he was over 500. That may be the first time in his career.
it might have been. Adam, second place with 47%.
Had a strong
Uh,
second half. Strong second half.
you did have a strong second half. And with both my first and second line, came out with a, let me crunch the numbers here. Remember where I put those? Ah, yes, there I am. 51%. Both
You were the
first and
worst.
second
You were
line.
the worst of the first line. I'm just
I
want
was the
to
worst of the
just
first
want to
line.
make
First
sure.
line,
Mhm.
first line, 44%.
And you
But I
led the
turned it
second.
on
So,
the second line.
so we're realizing where you should be slotted in the lines.
Exactly. I should be a second line center.
Yes. There you go.
Give me my 8 million and I'll be the second line center.
And Lou's going the way of Gabriel Landeskog is what I'm hearing.
Lou, I mean, 55% on the second line.
That was a strong second half.
That was a
What's it? I
strong
thought it was.
second
I
half.
was. Am I looking at the wrong? I thought it was like 45%. I guess I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I had a miserable first half.
Oh yeah, you're looking. I think that's from a couple of years ago.
Oh, is that the wrong? I can't keep track of your tabs, buddy. Your
That's
tabs are
why I made a
too many
new tab.
tabs.
It was
Too
getting
many
way too
tabs.
messy. Way too
Okay.
messy.
He saw
So
me at 45, 2 points less than him, so he just.
Yeah, I was like, okay, fine. Let's go to picks. What do we got?
all
What do we
right,
got
picks,
this week,
picks,
Richard?
picks. This week, okay. So jump leg together some picks as we were recording this episode because I have delegated this to Jacob in the past. Jacob's not with us this week, so here's the hodgepodge. That's my excuse. So Adam, there you go. Game number one out of our 5 games of Saturday games happening in the NHL, Florida at Tampa Bay. The
Hmm.
Battle of Florida is always a good one to put in here. Adam,
Shocking. First of all, shocking you picked it because it's actually a good game to pick.
although neither team, like as of late, neither team is playing great.
No, they're not. They're not. Tampa's been playing better, but I mean, the champs at home. I like the champs at home. A very weird 5 o'clock Saturday start though.
Yeah.
It's a very odd start time. in
Mm.
little early bird action for those folks in South Florida, if you will.
Ah, all right. Lou, who you got?
I'll take the Panthers at home. Tampa Bay still banged up, a lot of guys out. I don't know that they're going to be back in time for Saturday.
All right. I'm going to take Tampa in this one. They're 500 at home. Florida less than 500 on the road. I'll take
Wait
the
a minute,
Panthers.
who's at home?
Tampa.
Oh, it's Tampa?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's Florida.
Is it
Yeah.
Florida?
Yes.
You're looking at the schedule. I wrote that down wrong, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
All right. Well,
Okay, I'm sticking with Florida.
I'll stick with Tampa. I'll
Okay.
stick with Tampa. I'll be opposite you guys in this one.
Okay.
All right. Game number 2. Let's make sure I get this one right too. Boston at Montreal.
Yes,
Is it
that is-
in Montreal?
yes.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Lou.
Upset. I'll take Boston.
All right, Adam.
I like Boston too. A little hockey night in Canada. So
Yeah, I mean, I have a little less faith in Montreal after that Dallas game, so I'll take Boston. I'm a little biased in that one, but I'll take the Bruins. Game number 3, Edmonton at Carolina. Adam, is your household going to be happy after this game?
no, I West going east. I don't love the matchup for the Edmonton Oilers. I think Carolina's been playing well. They always play
have.
well at home.
Yeah.
So I'll take the Hurricanes.
All right, Lou.
I'll take the Oilers.
All right. Jacob would be very happy of you. I'm going to take the Hurricanes as well. Game number 4.
Don't
The New
love this
Jer-
one. Don't love
You
that you
don't-
picked this one. Mm-mm.
Do you have an audible? I'm
Yeah. How about Kings at Senators? A couple
Kings at
second
Senators.
place teams battling.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I knew you would.
Kings at Senators. I will start with Lou.
Give me the Kings.
I figured you were going to do that.
Yeah, my mistress team.
All right. I will take Ottawa. I'm impressed with how they've started this season. Adam.
I'm gonna take Ottawa too. They are, I don't know the last time I've said those words.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were your
2 years in a row, they were my dumpster fire team.
yeah, you always pick against them.
But now the Flames are very literally that. And
Exactly.
figuratively. Yeah.
I need to sneak them into one of these picks sometime this season just to get a reaction from you. All right. Game number 5. Anaheim at Minnesota.
Who would have
Start
thought
with
that?
Adam.
Who would have thought that Anaheim is the better team going into this?
Yeah.
I mean, would at this point of the season, did you have, Anaheim's going to be ahead of the Minnesota, who's just kind of muddling along at 500. That being said, I still like them at home. I think they take care of business.
All right. I'm going to take the road team in Anaheim. Lou?
Give me the Wild.
All right. There you go. There are picks of the week. Follow us on Blue Sky to make your picks and see how well you stack up against 55% pick Lou Lafredo.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, who won overall last year?
Um,
Because who
Now
gets
that-
the bear?
Actually, you know what, Lou? I think that's you. You were at 55% correct picks. Lonnie was at 52.
Wow.
So
So in the interest of um, I am going to loan the bear to Philip for the next year, and he can hold it as a good luck charm. There it is.
all right, there it is. There's the trophy.
So we still, it's back to me. Oh, for God's sakes. I still want someone to win it 2 years in a row to rename it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't really have an official name for it other than the Picks Trophy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Philip can let's let Philip hang on to it, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay, sounds good.
It's my good luck charm. I'm gonna get him a big gold necklace hang it off his neck.
All right, save us, Adam.
Ah.
Save us.
Richard, what's on your mind?
Well, new season of NHL hockey. It brings a lot of excitement into this household. More so this year because we finally got to take Philip to his very first NHL game. It was the home opener for the Avalanche against the Colorado Mammoth. Had a fantastic time. I think highlight for me, I got to surprise my son with a Nathan MacKinnon jersey. His very first officially licensed Avalanche jersey. We picked it up before we picked him up from school to take him to the game. Just had a fantastic night. Emily, had a great time. She lost her voice yelling for the Avs that game. I believe it was a 2-1 game. The Avs won, and what stuck out in my mind and everybody's mind in this household is I had made a joke before the game that Scott Wedgwood, who is the goaltender that game, that we would start chanting his name, but we would start chanting Wedgie, Wedgie. Well, I mean I guess that's now what we do. You got the whole arena chanting Wedgie, and the 12-year-old me just giggled relentlessly that game. So that is my parting thought.
Which jersey which version? What
Oh,
color?
the home.
The home.
Burgundy. Yeah.
Burgundy. Okay.
I mean, that was the only one we could find in the youth medium.
That's got it by default. Got it.
But a Nathan MacKinnon jersey because that is his favorite player.
There you go. There you go. My parting shot. It's. I'm just happy that we're back for another season. I'm happy the good old doctor is allowing us to get our shenanigans and all that fun stuff that we enjoy doing here on a weekly basis. So that's my parting shot. Last words to Lou.
I don't know what I'm allowing anyone to do.
Well,
this has nothing to do with this. This has nothing to do with me.
Well, that's
That's
a whole different podcast.
and that's why I've got my old farts podcast. You do have to watch the 11th episode.
Okay.
That's the one you got to watch for sure. That's Coffee with Any Old Farts on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. That's it for me. I got nothing.
Richard, Lonnie's got multiple podcasts. Lou's got multiple. We're slacking, man. We're just single podcasting.
That this is as much as I can handle right now. Adam is everything I need right now in a host. So I'll stick with that.
Wow.
Well, I don't want to have anything to say with that.
We want to thank our friends at FOCO for sponsoring this extravaganza. And if you want to put in the comments that you knew what season this is, it's more than 7, less than 15. There's your range. And there we go. So, and we don't know. We're gonna mix up the lines this year and jumble up. We kind of are gonna have host by committee is how we're gonna do this year. We're gonna do it a little different than we've done. Try something new to keep it fresh. So you got to tune in, subscribe us, like us on all the stuff out there. Give us a 5-star review on the old Apple Music. That definitely helps us out and gets us heard and seen more. But subscribe wherever you are so we pop up on the feed on your regular basis. Like I said, we'll surprise you with who we've got on every week. Kind of keep you guys on your toes. Sometimes we have some upper body injuries. So, we're all day to day right here on the podcast.
Some lower body.
And some cranial injuries also happen on these parts. So,
yeah.
But thanks to Richard and Lou. I am Adam Minnick. This has been another edition of the Pro Hockey News Podcast.